The Amaran 100D is one of the budget options you can actually buy from Aperture for videographers and filmmakers to actually use on their projects such as YouTube, so they can actually get top of the line professional lights that you can find in the Aperture 120D, but for a lot more affordable price. It's definitely more aimed at the beginners / intermediate filmmakers because they do actually come with some flaws, but for what you expect for about £200 and £250 depending on which version you get, you're getting such a good light in such a small package. The Amaran 100D is perfect for creators and videographers, and you're about to find out why. So the Amaran 100D is a 100 watt daylight point source LED light, perfect for YouTube videos, corporate interviews, photography and much more. The light is super bright, and paired with a big softbox such as the Aperture Light Dome 2 or the Aperture Light Dome Mini 2, which is what I'm using now, you can really get professional flattering looking shots in any lighting condition. So straight out of the box, you don't get a bag with it, unlike the 120D and the more expensive Aperture lights. It just comes in a box. So if you do want to get like a carrying case for it, you will have to buy it separately, but you do get this light dome with it. This light is so bright, obviously at 100 watts. The only other light I've had before is the Godox 60LW. I will do a comparison video on them two in the future if you actually are interested, but that's only 60 watts. Now the difference you wouldn't think is that much, but honestly it actually is compared to two. You can actually get this light so bright, and obviously not a lot of the time you will be using it 100%, but if you're in really dark conditions, and then, or if you're for example using a lens that's like f4 for example, you might want to bump up this light a little bit more brighter to actually counteract the amount of light that's actually being reduced by having an f4 lens going into your camera sensor. So the design of this light is absolutely amazing. I actually think it looks really nice. You let me know as well. I think it looks so sleek. It's actually quite small as well compared to my Godox SL60W. It's really small. On the back you've got this little dongle here to actually turn up the brightness and also turn down the brightness. You got your power source in here, and it's, what I like about it, it's actually a really small power source as well. You got your power on and off button here, and then you've got also BT reset, which is Bluetooth reset, because if you don't know, you can connect this light to the Sidus Link app for all Aperture and Amaran apps. We'll actually get more into that in a minute, but it's actually really cool, that app, and you can do a lot of stuff with this light. The fan is incredibly quiet. I'm currently filming myself now on my Godox SL60W, and the fan is so loud. I've not used this light in ages, and I've not really noticed how quiet this light is before, but ever since plugging this in now for the first time since I've got this light, you can really tell a difference if you actually listen. I'm not sure if you can hear that. All with that as well, I've got to admit, this nice little handle here, this is how you can obviously tilt it up and down. You've got your little thing here to move it left and right. I've got to say, with the design of the Amaran 100D compared to, for example, the 120D, is obviously the build quality. Now this is mainly built out of plastics, and it's really light, so that's obviously one good thing about this compared to it. So it's really light, and it's also a lot cheaper than the 120D. However, it's only plastic, so the build quality is nowhere near as good as the 120D. This is more likely to probably get more damage than the 120D because of obviously the build quality of it. This is only going to mainly be used for me in my studio, and also if I do go out for any like interviews, for example, anything like that. So that's why I think it's perfect for creators and videographers, because obviously they can go out for corporate interviews and it's just going to be sat there on its own in a room, or obviously like in a studio for YouTube. Now this is why I think it's perfect for that. If you actually are going to be using it mainly for YouTube, if you actually are going to be using it for like portraits or corporate interviews, anything like that, then the 100D and the 200D is all you actually need. You don't need the high, really expensive 120Ds, anything like that. So another really cool thing about this light, like I mentioned earlier, is the Sidus Link app. Now if you actually go onto the Sidus Link app and connect it all up to your actual light itself, you've got so many different lighting effects as well. Now the thing is with this light compared to the 100X as well, is the 100X is a bicolor light, so you can change the temperature of it, so you can go all through the Kelvin numbers and you can go really warm or really cool. This is just a daylight light, like I mentioned earlier. You can also get stuff to go over the top of the light or in the softbox to change the color of them as well, so it's not too bad. You can actually get these gels to actually change the color to red, blue, green, anything you want. If you're enjoying this video so far and finding it helpful, why not hit that subscribe button to actually see more reviews like this in the future, and it'll also really help me out too. So right now I'm going to be controlling everything from the app, because I've now swapped the light over to the Amaran 100D, and straight away, as you can see on this actual app itself, you've got turning on and off. So as you can see, this is before and now this is after. Huge difference what this light actually makes, and you can either change it by holding this right and left. Look how bright this can actually get, and then you can also just change it to straight away quarter, half or full using these buttons. There's also these dimming curves, which I'm not sure what they actually do. I think that's the way they actually go up and down, like they don't do it all of a sudden, it starts doing it like gradually. And you've also got dimming design as well on here, how you can fade it in, the duration of the fade, the continue, fade out, everything like that. So if we go over to the effects on the right now, like I said, this is only a daylight source light, so you can't change the color or anything from this app. However, if I actually go back to my fixtures and go on my Aperture MC, as you can see, I can change the hue of this light as I please because it's a bicolor light. You can go over effects, you can change the frequency of it. So you've got paparazzi mode, you've got fireworks, you've got faulty bulb, lightning, TV, pulsing, explosion, I will do a full comparison between the Godox SL60W and the Amaran 100D very soon, but I gotta say first, as you mentioned earlier, with the fan, if I go completely quiet, you can hardly hear the fan, which is really great because obviously that's not going to be picking up any on any mics. So for example, if you want to do a corporate interview with this, you probably might actually hear the fan. It depends what kind of mic you're using, but with this one you probably won't be able to hear anything when you actually are filming the interview. So this is why I say it's absolutely great for that, because you're getting professional lighting for about £200 to £250 for the 100D and also the 100X. I really don't think you can go wrong with this light. I will leave the link in the description below for you to go buy, because I really do suggest you do. If you don't quite have the budget for that, or if you want a smaller light, I will link the Amaran 60D and also the 60X in the description as well for you to go buy, because it is cheaper and it's a lot smaller as well. So leave your comments below. Do you think it's good value, and do you think it's actually worth it or not? Let me know what you think. I really want to know, and thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, hit that subscribe button, and I guess I'll see you guys on the next video. See you later.